JB Cycles, another quick update on October the 26th. So this market is, that's what happened when you have this cascade of buy signals that comes from an oversold situation, and we have a double low and divergences and so on, and then you get this cascade of buy signals and breaking trend lines and breaking moving averages. I'm looking for more downside here, but I could be the biggest fool and maybe terribly wrong here, but I've generally been very correct so far all this year, so who knows, maybe my fortune is over. But that said, let's have a look here. This cascade of buy signals can't go on forever. We have crossed the 50-day moving average. That can happen historically from this move where we are now. We have retraced now a bit more than 38%. That is also okay historically, has happened. Cycle-wise, my 4-week cycle is not working at all. We are doing just the opposite. But that inversion, so to say, could continue now as my cycle soon turns bullish, especially if we get some bad news, and that would mean the Fed decision next week. If that ruins this bullish phase, then we could have a merging two cycles here. Also notice here my 10-week cycle. We are just at the top of this cycle, and looking back at previous tops, were also tops in the market. Not quite early January, there the top was a bit earlier, but on what cycle day did we top? Here, and where the drop began? Well, it corresponds to today or tomorrow. So let's see if this cycle works as well as it has done before. This was not quite the price high. We were a bit higher on this day, and as I said here, the price high was a bit higher, but this is where the decline really began. So from this cycle I would have been looking for a top around today, perhaps tomorrow, and we have more or less taken out all the buy signals from this potential cascade. So then the question is, do we get continuation, or is that was it? When you get this cascade, sentiment and cycle doesn't mean that much. You're oversold. People say, hell, I don't care what I feel about the market. I have an edge for upside here, so it's free money. I'm going in. So, but now we will see if this just was, well, I call it a dead cat or a cascade, but then do we get continuation? I still don't think so. There are some other things. I see some extremes going on in say overbought data. The VIX cycle should be turning up very soon. That means market potentially going down. And earlier I said, after at A, B, C, I also said I love ABCs because I see them all the time. After ABC, you should expect some kind of a bigger move in the other direction. So after this ABC, thing is, this down leg here from August is very short historically, and I've been looking at all bear markets since 1950 and some before that. You know, when I'm talking about a down leg, I'm talking about 20-week cycle down leg. That means, say, from late March into June. Actually, I think that's the real cycle low, but anyway, say June. You know, that duration there, or this one is a bit shorter, from January to March. That's kind of the minimum duration of a down leg in the bear market. You know, here it was longer. In some markets, Norway, DAX, Germany, it was even going into here. This down leg is much too short. So the consequence of that, in my opinion, is we had a small ABC. Now we have, and I think that was A, and now we are bouncing B. So I may be terribly wrong here, but you know, you get the picture. This was A, B, after the cascade of buy signals, no continuation. Fed doesn't help us, then we get the C down. Ideally, you know, the cycles line up very, very well here around end of November, but it could go on a bit further. You know, especially going this high. If are we to break, we need some time to really break down here. So you know, it could be middle of December as well. But also said yesterday, I don't like this. But you know, I felt exactly the same up here. I didn't think it could go that high, although I knew it could, or probably would go up to the 200-day moving average. And when we got up there, you know, hell, am I a fool? Is it all over? No. And when we started to bounce here, is this a higher high? Are we to rally? Am I a fool again? No, we went down. So I may be a fool this time, but still, I think, you know, I think the best case scenario here is that we go down and make a double low, or a marginally lower low. That to me would be a bottom formation, and I would start to think the bear market may be over. But this, it doesn't feel right to me. So we'll see. See you in the next one.